you test your limit. When I was 20 years old, I tested my limit. I went all the way, right? Once I found out where my limit was and where I was controlling no longer myself, that's it. I do it. You break that. She's in her 30s now. And she's out of her
Right.
20s. She should be calibrated as to where her cutoff is. You're responsible for that. If she goes out as a drunk driver and runs somebody over, they're going to hold her accountable, right? No matter what she does when she's drunk. If she goes in the court of law, and it should be the same in a court of public opinion, whatever you do, you get one chance. I will give everybody one chance to get drunk and do something wild, socially at least. I can't say nothing about the court of law. But once you understand what your limit is, you got to chill.
And then she went into, excuse me, y'all, I'm trying. She went into a room full of men acting that way. It's like you get inebriated and then you're with all of these men acting this way. It's like she threw herself into the lion's den and she didn't want anybody to come save her. She wanted to act this way. It's just who she is. It's who she is. And as far as the trauma and things like that, like we grown. If you can't handle your trauma, we can't really trust you with anything. If you can't really get your trauma under control, you can't be trusted with anything because that means that your emotions, excuse me, and your past and things that you haven't really, healed is what's ruling you. There really is no future there. If the past is what's ruling you and you can't get past it, you can't be trusted with anything. So she's a ticking time bomb. If she's not going to address whatever is going on with her, she's not going to be able to be a good mother. She's not going to be able to be a good grandmother. She's not going to be able to be a good sister. She's just a ticking time bomb to herself. I'll end it there.
Okay, man. I'm just trying to figure out which one of y'all are actually gonna be on her side, man. I don't think this is all her fault. I don't
I'm
think
on her
she.
side.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get to you, man. I know you friends. I know you probably talked to her and just thought it was gonna be okay. Let me go ahead and go to Clout, man. Let me get Clout's opinion on this. What are your thoughts about this Brittany Renee's behavior? Justified?
All right, well, I didn't see the whole interview or whatever, but from what I saw, I feel as though like what Trev said like sums it up completely. The part that I noticed was it seemed as though she was like very taken over by the alcohol, and like Trev said, alcohol can either suppress who you are, or or show who you really are, and I definitely feel like her true character shows. She seems to be somebody that's very aggressive, or very confrontational, and and seems to just not give a fuck at all. Like like Precious said, she's in a room full of men. She got this little dress on. She don't even really got the decency to even cross her legs or like anything. She just got the panties all out. Like Ice Spice said, she a baddie. She's showing her panty. I guess that's a new thing. So I mean, yeah, I just feel as though like she was just out of control, outrageous, and I don't know what we can do about it. I mean, as long as we keep giving her the spotlight, I think she's going to continue to do it because, again, like Trev said, that's what's working for her. That's what she's getting paid to do. That's what she's getting likes for. That's what she's going viral for. And as long as that's her livelihood, I mean, why is she going to stop? So, yeah.
All right. We go to Casey. Casey, be a little bit easy on him, man.
Man, so I saw the clips that you showed on was it King Talk the other night, Lapeef?
Yes.
And man, I didn't watch the whole interview, but I definitely watched those clips during the show. I think she's like full on playing it up. Like this is her money maker. I believe it probably was about 60% alcohol, but I think the other 40% was definite intent on playing this character that she's created to maintain her audience, go viral, like she was about to say during the interview. I mean, she's completely unhinged for the mighty dollar, in my opinion. I think that's what it's all about. I think she went into that interview with that on her mind. I think that is probably why she turned up the alcohol during the interview. As you said during that show, and we all saw, everyone wasn't taking those shots. She was down in it back and back and back. So I think that was able to kind of give her, create that gray area. Was it the alcohol? Was it her character? We don't know, that type of thing, to have people talking about it. But I definitely think with the way she was raised, all that has something to play into it. I mean, it kind of goes into the on Netflix, there's the Untold. Y'all saw the Logan story. It's kind of that same thing. Once you get a taste of that fame, it's a beast that you just have to keep feeding and feeding and feeding to stay relevant. And I think that's the spider web that she's caught up in right now. She wants to stay relevant because a couple months back, wasn't she saying that she had turned a leaf and she found God, and that didn't last 6 months. Like, it didn't last 6 months. So I think she went back to her moneymaker, which is this character of acting belligerent and screaming at men and hollering and, overtly sexual. And I mean, it's just everything to the max. So I think she knew what she was doing.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to okay. Oh no, I just wanted to add something to like maybe like soften the blow on her end a little bit. When I see her talk about the PJ Washington situation, there are times where I actually genuinely believe that maybe she really thought that they were an item, like in that they were going to be together, in that she thought that they were going to be a family, and so I can kind of say that like it does seem like maybe the situation didn't turn out how she expected, and it probably acted her in a way that maybe people aren't giving her credit for. Like maybe there's some trauma there because maybe she genuinely was in love and genuinely thought that they were gonna be a family, and it just didn't work out. And so now she has to face that and also deal with raising this kid, not without going into it with that intention. And now she's kind of on her own in it and also being judged and looked upon. So I can kind of understand from that perspective a little bit.
There you go, Cloud. There you go.
But why we gotta keep saving people who don't need to be saved? She needs to be corrected. If we keep just saying, "Oh, well, she had trauma," all of us, I'm pretty sure everybody on here had trauma. That means that for my trauma, I wouldn't be married at all, coming on here preaching about marriage. I'll just be somebody probably like her, if that's the case. But we don't live like that. When you become an adult, you change, you're supposed to mature. So what people act, and it's not just women, it's men and women. If we don't correct behavior, they're just going to keep doing it. You have to say, okay, this is enough. So there's no such thing as saving. You just have to try to help people. You can't help people by saying, "Oh, well, let me pat you on the back," and be like, "Oh, it's okay. You were drunk. It's okay. Don't drink again," or whatever. No, you got to get down to the bottom. Like, why is she doing that? And try to help her change it.
I think a lot of times we underestimate hypersexuality and trauma that causes hypersexuality. And we believe that since it's hypersexuality, it's not something serious, so they should just stop it. But a lot of things that cause like alcoholism, or if it causes you to be quick to yell at somebody or quick to hit somebody, it's like, okay, I understand that that's something they're going to be working on their entire lives. We accept that in society, but we don't accept that these hypersexual beings are going to be working on that hypersexual pull their whole lives. I identify as such, and I know that I work very hard to repress those things. And it's very easy because now I'm married and I get to just be that with my husband. But if I weren't, and I weren't somebody that were easily able to get into relationships, I would probably be like a Brittany Renner because I need that sexual encounter. I need that sexual activity. So
where
like,
does that
I
come
understand
from?
her sexual pull. It comes from childhood trauma and sexual nature.